Okay.
By the way, commissioners, we have a full house on the 13th floor now in terms of our cubbies. One is kind of empty pending a hire, but all of the cubbies outside of our offices are full, and it makes for great atmosphere. So something to celebrate here. All right.
All good to go.
All right. Good morning. This is the convening of the Massachusetts Gaming Commission. We are convening for an agenda setting meeting, followed by a public meeting. And I have to do a roll call because we're holding this virtually. So Commissioner O'Brien.
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning. Commissioner Hill.
I'm here.
Good morning. Commissioner Skinner.
Good morning.
And good morning, Commissioner Maynard.
Good morning.
And we're going to get started, Commissioner Hill, with get some minutes.
Yes, Madam Chair. I move that the commission approve the minutes from the May 24th, 2023 and June 7th, 2023 agenda setting meetings that are included in the commissioner's packet, subject to any necessary corrections for typographical errors or other non-material matters.
Second.
Thank you. Any edits, comments? All right. Commissioner O'Brien.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner.
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard.
Aye.
And I vote yes, so 5-0. And we're going to turn right to our administrative notes. Karen is out, but I understand from Burke, you will be presenting. Good morning. Oh, there you go.
Yes, hi, I couldn't find my cursor. Yeah, we'll have a casino update Thursday the 29th, next Thursday. And I'll tie in a little bit about slot machines, denominations, and how that works. And we'll see what the summer season holds at the casinos.
Great. My speakers are doing.
Oh, could you hear me? I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you, but Madam Chair, we cannot hear you speaking.
Got that?
That's a little better.
Yeah, let's see if it gets itself tame. Can you hear me now?
We Yes.
can hear you.
So it's saying something on my screen. So Burke, please, I'm sorry.
Okay, on Thursday, 29th, next week, we'll get a casino update. I'm looking forward to contacting the casinos, see what's they have planned for the summer season. Additionally, going to tie in a little slot presentation that has to do with the different denominations, how machines are played today, and just an update on the technology and how a 1-cent game could, in essence, be a 25-cent game, pending how many lines played and how many credits you used.
Great. Thank you. And we're looking forward to that, Burke. All right. And we'll have some minutes. Commissioner Hill?
Yes.
Okay. And then Brad and Grace, any legislative update that you think we'll have for that day?
I don't think we're going to have any updates for that particular date. We're still waiting for action to take place in the legislature, and a lot of bills are in conference right now, and I don't think they'll be ready by then.
But just a reminder, that letter on the racing went out, right, Grace?
It did, yes.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, and Judy, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, Commissioners.
Yep, and you'll be all set for the minutes for on the 29th?
That's correct.
Okay, got 2 sets, thank you. All right, and then we'll turn to regulations right now. Time management, is that it, you think?
Yep, that's correct. I'll have everything for that one. And I think there's one other regulation matter that I think is set to come in as well. But I'll get everything.
Yep, I believe we're just gonna be looking at comments from 250-605.
Yep, okay. So I'll get you 2 packets later on this afternoon, Grace.
So Grace, and just comments, and that's on the logo?
That's what Carrie sent to me last week before they left, yeah, just
So
comments.
discuss comments, okay, no vote, all right.
Yeah.
Excellent, thank you. Then we turn to sports wagering update.
Yes, we'll have a update on the lottery by Crystal. And then I believe we have some house rules updates by Sterl. And I think that will be it.
Do you know who those house rules updates are coming from?
I believe DraftKings, Sterl, are you on? Was a minute ago. DraftKings and stuff, we'll have them all to you by the end of the week. Yeah, there is 2 of them, I believe. I'm not 100% sure who the other one is. And I think there might be a request for a waiver or 2. Crystal, were you working on that?
I am, but they won't be for the 29th.
Okay.
Okay. And Bruce, it might be a good time too to just there's Sterl now. Maybe just high level a couple of lines on the program that you just showed me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want to ask Sterl for some clarification on?
Sterl, who do we all have house rules on coming up next week? DraftKings, and who else was the other?
We don't have any we're waiting for DraftKings. They want to be proactive. But I have still not received it
Okay.
of yet. That's the only one that I have at the moment.
Okay, and didn't we have a game request as well?
We do have a game request.
Okay.
I haven't started reviewing it yet for LIV.
Okay.
Okay. All set then?
Yes.
Then we will have the budget, the final budget. Commissioner Skinner?
Yes, Derek and the finance team will be prepared for the 29th, all ready to go. The deadline for the submission of public comments on the budget for FY24 was yesterday, I believe at 5 p.m. and no comments were received.
Oh, okay, thanks. Yes, that's a good sign. All righty. Then returning to Commissioner O'Brien, the vote you're seeking.
Right, and then that would queue us up for moving into the vote for the officers, the meeting after that, I think.
So all of us should read that in advance of this meeting and then have, we'll present questions to you and then vote.
Mhm. Yep.
All right. So that would, maybe Grace, you can bring that up in our box again. Thanks. Then we turn to our Game Sense quarterly report. Is Long on? Or is it Dr. Andrews who's covering? Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, I apologize. I'm having some speaker issues today. So I've joined by phone.
We can hear you clearly. So in terms of Game Sense, will we be all set?
Yes, we should be all set for the Game Sense quarterly update. I think Long is also joining.
Yeah. Good morning,
There
Madam Chair.
he is.
Hi, Commissioner. Yes, we should be all set for the 29th.
How much time do we expect? Like about half an hour, like last time? We've done that the last few times. Works well.
Correct. So I think we allocated 45 minutes, 15 minutes to do the data, and then 30 minutes for the council.
For the VSC data. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You're gonna lead with the VSC or you're gonna lead with GameSense?
So we will lead with the VSC. So I'm going to present the data first, and then I will transition over to the council.
Okay, excellent. Thanks. And thanks, Lon.
No problem.
Okay. And then, Dr. Andrews, we have the Springfield project.
Yes, we are all set to present the Springfield project. We're very excited about that.
Yeah, and Grace and Bonnie, do you know how much time for that's been allocated?
30 minutes.
That should be about 30, yes, 30 minutes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Dr. Lightbound. The escrow. Oh,
You're on
mute.
Sorry about that.
Apologize.
Oh, sorry, Alex, you go ahead.
Oh, so that item should be ready to go. Paul Umbrillo asked if he could have a couple of his board members also speak to it, very briefly, 2 or 3 minutes. That's okay with the commission?
Commissioners? Is that okay? All right, yeah.
Okay, and Judy's been working from the legal end of it, if she'd like to speak to it.
Yeah, so we'll just have a memo and a short presentation. But I just wanted to get it in front of Alex one last time to just kind of take a look at, and then we'll get it over to Grace.
Okay, good. All right, and then we have, Alex, we have the local aid payments, and there's a little bit of an analysis that we're gonna go through for this, or is that for another time?
That's gonna be wrapped into the delegation of authority.
Okay, so not for the 29th.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
And then, we also had number 12, the Jockey Guild recognition.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
And that's all set.
Okay, so the 2 quarterly local aid payments, and then the jockeys, and then the escrow.
Yep.
And then Commissioner Maynard, you're gonna work with Alex on that delegation with
Yep.
Brad and legal. Okay, excellent, thanks. Okay, anything else for the 29th? I think the only thing I've got in my mind, and I'm turning to you, Heather. I know that we had on an earlier agenda in a public meeting, public safety with respect to all 3 facilities as a sort of a check-in, and we did it through an executive session. And I know we had a follow-up session planned, and I'm just wondering about the timing on that.
Thank you, Chair. There is definitely, I think, a need to come back to the commission with that particular issue. And I do know that Director Lilios recently reached out to the operators. So I don't have a specific confirmation that we could go forward on the 29th, but I can certainly get back to you and Grace on that in terms of scheduling.
It may not be for the 29th, but I'm just right now remembering that I have it on my mind. So, we can go to the 12th too. I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget, Heather, so bear with me.
Absolutely.
It could be for a future date, but I think probably commissioners, we'd rather have it sooner than later. But it has to be something that works for all the operators and for IEB. We could also do it on a different date, but it would be an executive session. Commissioner O'Brien, your thoughts?
No, I'm thinking of something else we might want to talk about on the 29th.
Okay, great. But you agree that we want to sort of circle back on that matter too. Okay, great, thank you. All right, Commissioner O'Brien?
So I was thinking we should all get the executive director's job description, and we need to talk about the job description and process to get moving on that also.
Yeah, that's those discussions are underway. Yeah. So.
Okay, so I would like to see the most recent executive director job posting. I think all of us should have it so that we can all then talk about that
Yeah,
and get
and
moving on it,
I
because
think-
time's gonna come on us faster than we realize.
I asked Dave yesterday, Commissioner O'Brien, so that request
Okay.
is, I haven't seen it or anything, but I did ask Dave for that, so we'll make sure. And then I think we'll probably address these matters in a full public meeting rather than agenda setting. Okay.
Right, I just didn't know if we wanted to put it on for the 29th or when the date is that we're gonna talk about it. That's why I brought it up.
Thank you, yeah.
Is there an answer or?
29th may work out. It might be July 12th or earlier.
Okay.
I just,
Okay,
I
great.
think we're scheduling, we have scheduling challenges.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay. Anything else for the 29th? Okay. All right, then moving on to July 12th, we don't have much scheduled right now. If, other than our standing items, is there something that the team has in addition?
July 11th, Madam Chair. First.
My notes say July 12th, I'm sorry.
We have a meeting scheduled, an agenda setting, and then a public meeting after on the 12th is what I
So
know.
the 11th is the regularly scheduled public meeting.
Oh,
And then on the 12th, we have agenda setting.
oh, my apologies.
And on the 12th, we also just have regulations because we needed to get.
My apologies, I flipped over, my apologies, Grace, I'll start over. So on July 11th, we're starting at 10 a.m. And we have we have a place mark for regulations. Judy, I don't know if you have details for that for the 11th or not.
Sorry, coming back and toggling off of mute. I see a couple of regs on for 7/12. But I think at this point, the regs that we would bring forward on the 11th would be first time regs. So I will have to get back to you on those.
Yes, now I see that the 12th is a regulations only, so
Yeah.
maybe there's not anything planned. Okay, sports wagering.
I'm sure we will have something by that date, but right at this moment, I don't have something to put on there.
Okay,
I'd
And then-
like to request that we put our waivers on that date. Sorry. We do have two waiver requests outstanding. One is for responsible gaming limits 248, and then the other is for the confidential information and personally identifiable information security. That's a mouthful, 238. So 238 and 248, there are some waiver requests right now.
Okay. Do you hear me? Because I'm,
Yes, I can hear you.
okay, good, thank you. All right, then we have, of course, that's a day for the expansion. My apologies. Joe?
Yes, Madam Chair, we should be all set for that.
Can you remind me what we'll be talking about in particular on that?
Yeah, so before we had the second public hearing, we had a meeting where we went over what some of the issues were that arose out of the first public hearing, and those items that we wanted to ask Encore to address in their application to us for a modification to their gaming license and their operation certificate. So this, what will be coming in front of you on the 11th is really, I'm working it up as really a draft letter to Encore, requesting certain information as part of their application to us for consideration of the East of Broadway project.
Okay. And then we vote on the 11th, Commissioner O'Brien, on the officers themselves. All right. And then we have a request from PPC. Alex, can you remind me about what that's about?
I think we skipped number 7.
Oh, no. Session of officers, I got a nod from Commissioner O'Brien.
Okay, sorry.
I
So
just
yeah,
was right along.
they had 5 different requests. The capital improvement and promo fund request for consideration and for payment, and then a pari mutuel type of pari mutuel wagering that they would like to offer. And again, the wagering is already in all of our regulations, but part of the regulations is if they're offering something new that they have not been offering, that they need to come to the commission for approval.
So we'll be all set for that.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else for the 11th? All right, I'm not hearing anything. Then we turn to the 12th.
I can take these ones. So we will not have minutes on July 12th, just the 2 sets that we'll have for July 11th. But the 3 regs that we'll have coming forward for a vote of finalization will be 222, construction oversight and monitoring. That section of 205 CMR 256 regarding affiliate marketing and third parties. And then lastly, we'll have 205 CMR 239, the continuing disclosure reg.
Okay. And so your meeting minutes on the 11th, do you have those dates, Judy?
Yes, I do. I got them over to Grace, but it's going to be January 12th and January 18th, 2023.
Okay, thanks. And Grace is all set then. Thank you. All right. Nothing else for the 12th? Okay. Then I guess we're turning then to our calendar just to make sure everybody's all set on anticipated dates. We'd have an agenda setting meeting on the 26th, commissioners. Public meeting on the 27th, so back to back. Agenda setting on the 2nd. Public meeting on the 10th. Kind of getting into our every 2 weeks cycle if possible. If it turns out that our next agenda setting, we have an ability to take time, a meeting off during the summer or 2, that would be great. Want to make sure that the team's work is progressing, but we also want to make sure you have the break that you need. Okay. As you look at that meeting schedule, anybody have any concerns, commissioners? Okay. Okay, and we have this Friday, of course, an adjudicatory hearing, commissioners, or a qualifier. Is that a 10 o'clock start, Grace?
Yes, it's a 10 a.m. start.
Okay, thanks. All right, we're under review. iLab.
Oh, yeah, that's still under review.
Okay. Then we've got Encore Broadway. What do you have for future dates?
Yeah, that's going to be popping up from time to time.
So at this point in time, we'll just go with what happens on July 11th, right, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then we have the racing regs. Do we have any further information on that, Judy? The racing, the ADW regs, and that whole package.
Yes, so we've got those moving right now. I think we're going through a couple more rounds of internal review, but I would anticipate that we would get them back in front of the commissioners and at a public meeting sometime later this summer. I would say maybe one of the later July meetings or a meeting in August.
Alex, that works for you?
But yes, yes.
Okay. Compliance committee, Eileen, we should probably, you and I should probably have a conversation with legal about that so that we can decide whether or not this continues or not. All right, item number 5. Commissioner Skinner and Joe?
Yeah, so I'm in the process of setting up those meetings now, our initial meetings, I should say, with our licensees. So that should stay under review for the time being.
Okay. Back up with respect to Encore Broadway expansion. Item number 2, Brad, you had raised some questions at the last public meeting that were related to Encore Broadway expansion. Can I ask that you work with legal and Joe to see, get guidance on it from a legal perspective, and then we can work and see how we move forward on any of those items for the agenda. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay. Commissioner Skinner, you all set with that, to that plan? For the, okay. Then the 90-day audit.
Yes, we have bulletproof approved now as the only audit unit. So I assume that these will all be done by like mid-July to report on. So I'm following up with the licensees to make sure that they're in motion with the approved audit team.
So I'd love to, I thought that went well the other day. I'd love if there's a possibility, Judy, for Todd to just put his opening piece into a one-pager memo, and then there would be like a list of all those that are seeking this certification, and include Christian's nice oral comments too, and then we'll have it in writing. It will make really clear to us what to expect and the regs that are cited. I'm sure that Grace and Crystal can help too on that idea, but it would, as we continue to sort of streamline the process.
Yes.
That'd be great, because I think they both were reading their comments, so I think it just can be shifted into a memo. That's great. Thank you. And then, we'll be able to have your recommendations, Sterling and Bruce and Christian on that. Okay. Delegation of authority vote. Is that the 90-day audit piece of bulletproof, or is that something different? That was a certification for something different than the 90-day audit, or am I wrong? Bruce. Bullet.
I'm sorry.
I'm realizing that was the bulletproof, that wasn't related to the 90-day audit, was it?
Yes, that was to approve them to be the 90-day audit.
Auditor, that's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay. And there are many that are kind of in the pool for approval.
Yeah, that was the only one that actually sent in the application.
Yeah, that you're expecting. All right.
Yep.
Thank you for reminding me. I had to think of
Yes.
what we're certifying the auditors themselves. Okay, and then the delegation of authority.
I think we're waiting for Todd to write up what the final thing would be.
Okay, and I think Commissioner Maynard has graciously offered to give some assistance on that memorialization if that would help legal. Right,
Yeah.
Jordan? Okay.
Yeah, I saw Todd in the hallway and had an old-fashioned conversation about it, so.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. We'll get that done for you, Alex. And then there's a beverage license issue for licensing. Heather, are you aware about that?
I was not chair, but I will make myself aware of it. And I can loop in with Kara. I'm sure Kara and Loretta have talked about it, and I will definitely touch base with them on that.
Because if it needs to go on the 29th, we'll just, we'll bring it up, because I do remember it was pulled, right, Grace?
Yeah, this has come up in the past and they just weren't quite ready. I believe they're looking to transform a space near the property and have a beverage license for it. And they just weren't quite ready at a past meeting, and so it's still on here from Kara. So I can touch base with Kara as well on timing.
Yeah, and I can check in with her also, and we can all talk, Grace, after. Thank you.
Just let Grace know if it needs to go on the 29th. Okay, is there anything else that needs to go on under review other than I think I brought up the public safety, and then of course our process for the hiring of the executive director.
Madam Chair, I have one item I'd like to add in. And thinking for maybe July 27th, we wanted to bring to the commission, we're considering our review team, our Community Mitigation Fund review team has been talking quite a bit about some perhaps large changes to the Community Mitigation Fund. And we wanted to at first sort of introduce at least what some of the concepts are to the entire commission. We've been working with Commissioner Hill on this, and we're going to talk to our local community mitigation advisory committees and so on about some of these ideas. But we wanted to bring that to the commission to at least get the commission's essentially blessing to kind of go down that road.
Do you have an idea of what the timing you'd like for that?
Well, I think if we were, if we were going to make those changes, we would want to do those this fall and put them into, a new set of guidelines, by the end of the year, or by November, as we usually do.
So either perhaps July 11th or the last meeting in July?
Yeah, it would have to be no earlier than the meeting on, I think it's the 27th.
I couldn't quite hear the 27th. That would be all right. That might be
27th, yeah, the 27th of July.
And then maybe we'd have a little bit of room to have a less in August, a couple of meetings less or something in August.
Yeah,
So-
and if the 27th didn't work, I would look at then maybe August 10th as the fallback to that.
Let's shoot for the 27th.
Yeah, I'd rather get it started sooner rather than later.
And then maybe we can free up August a little bit for the team. Okay, excellent. Anything else? Thank you, Joe. Anything else? All right. Thanks, everyone. We have a public meeting starting at 10. Nothing further?
Chair, I think.
I think Bonnie has her hand up.
Oh, sorry. There you go, Bonnie. You shifted and my eye didn't go up there. My apologies. Thank you, everyone. Dr. Andrews. It's okay. We're fine. Are you doing notes? Do you want to do in the chat? Did I read your mind? I'm not
So
able
she's
to
not
unmute.
able to unmute.
Right. So do you want to just say what you're looking for to add to the agenda? It's going to be a test of how fast she can type. Okay, 2 economic reports. And are you looking for that in the month of July or August, or could we move it to the fall? Ideally. Okay, ideally the month of August. So when we have, let's look at our schedule and figure out, Grace, who the outside speakers are, if there are any, to accommodate Dr. Andrews' schedule. And then, maybe that's what we build around an August meeting on, right, commissioners, and try to keep August a little freed up. Okay, does that make sense? Anything else? You can type away. We're still reading. Okay, that works. Thank you. Perfect, Bonnie, perfect. Okay, and is there anyone else? I'm sorry if I missed that. Okay. All right, commissioners, you're all set? All right. I need a motion to adjourn and we'll see you at 10.
Move to adjourn?
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Brian,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Skinner,
Aye.
Commissioner Maynard,
All right.
and I vote